Hello there, wrestling fans. I just finished watching WWE Hell in a Cell, the first pay-per-view ever with that name containing 3 Hell in a Cell matches, and I must say I'm pretty impressed. I thought till the last match, the main event, it had been a pretty intense pay-per-view, because normally we see a pay-per-view card and the last match is the Hell in a Cell match, meaning they build the entire pay-per-view up for that match. Now they had to do that 3 times over, and that's hard to do. I think they delivered pretty well. It was a shock to see them starting out with CM Punk versus The Undertaker this night. However, I did not see that they could have done it another way, because they had to start off with a Hell in a Cell match just to get going. Have all 3 Hell in a Cell matches at the end will completely kill the buzz. So that's a very good move by the WWE. And again, that's also makes us fans actually caught off guard. We sit there and we expect a low card match, maybe a tag team championship match, and all of a sudden the first thing they do is they throw off a championship Hell in a Cell match. Undertaker won this match. I predicted CM Punk. Kudos to The Undertaker. We also saw Randy Orton regain the title from John Cena, and I think this was a very good pay-per-view, but what strikes me with an eerie feeling that I don't really like is that they have too many title changes. I believe as of now, just counting the World Championship and the WWE Championship so far this year, they have had like 15 title changes. That's way too much. Way too much, I believe, to build up credibility for the title. But I guess WWE is now looking to make it look like a competitive environment, and therefore they have a lot of title changes. So be it. Gone are the days where a good championship and material wrestler held the title for about 4 to 5 times during a career. That's now a minimum to even make the record books. The main event, Hell in a Cell match, was kind of unexpected, the match between Legacy and D-Generation X, but once I found out, meaning during the Orton Cena match, I thought that was the absolute best decision to do, because these 2 tag teams have had great matches throughout SummerSlam and Breaking Point, and they follow it up with an extremely well executed Hell in a Cell match where WWE actually made Legacy look very good. Yes, D-Generation X won the match here into the series with 2-1, but we also get to put into perspective that during this match, Legacy came out as the smarter team. They attacked D-Generation X and the aisle. They kept beating them up, despite D-Generation X having a comeback in this match early on, when they were outside the cage. Legacy once again had a comeback of their own, and beat both Triple H and Shawn Michaels into oblivion before using the Hell in a Cell as a new way, in a completely new concept of it, because we always used to see the face telling the heel going into the pay-per-view that this Sunday you can't escape nowhere, you can't run anywhere, because I'm going to be locked inside with you, and the heel don't want to be locked inside. However, this time they used the Hell in a Cell cage to have someone locked out, namely Triple H. After completely laying D-Generation X out and dominating them outside, they took Shawn Michaels inside, dominated him for like 15 minutes, coming out as the smarter team, as the dominant team, as the methodical team, with a clean strategy. Then we had Triple H enter the cage. He was cutting his way in, and then we had 2 tag teams wrestling each other, and it was quite back and forth. And it was not until D-Generation X locked Ted DiBiase out of the cage as a payback that they were able to pull it off, defeating Cody Rhodes with both a sledgehammer shot to the head and the Sweet Chin Music at the same time. So this made Legacy look like a very solid team. Despite their loss, they were put over big time. You could not really expect them to win over D-Generation X in this series, as that would have maybe been too much of a step for them, too quick. They are now really becoming a team to be reckoned with, and seemingly from the showdown they had with Randy Orton on this pay-per-view, they may seem to go more and more separate ways. We'll have to see, simply because we have thought that a lot of times without it happening. Overall, a very good pay-per-view. The Hell in a Cell finish match absolutely great. We also saw Mickie James retain her Divas Championship. Kofi Kingston, surprisingly, in my book, retained against both Jack Swagger and The Miz. That's a feud that's been going on for 2 months now. And Kofi Kingston still retains the title. He's been holding on for it now for like maybe 5 months, and that's a long title reign today. Like I said, the world titles are changing holders each and every week, it seems. Randy Orton's title reign could have been very long, because I don't understand why he had to lose the title to Cena. Okay, that was okay, and then he won it back in 3 weeks. That makes him look good. But also put into perspective that he lost the title to Batista in June when they knew Batista was injured. He then won the title back. I don't understand that. We also had Batista Rey Mysterio, who got a very lame response. Got booed out, and Jericho's show had the crowd behind them, and they won in a very good and competitive tag team match. So once again, just like SummerSlam, we had 2 tag team matches being very good, a very good quality in WWE. We also saw John Morrison defeat Dolph Ziggler and retain that title. That makes Dolph Ziggler now fading 3 times in a row, and I don't know if he will come back for a 4th. That seems unlikely as of now. John Morrison has promised Rey Mysterio a shot at the title when he returns and whenever he wants. Maybe that time is now. There was no blood on this pay-per-view. A lot of fans are maybe gonna get right over that and keep this obsession going, because I think it's an obsession. We had very good pay-per-view, very good matches, building up more and more and more. You could not expect Undertaker to CM Punk to be all over the top, because that would kill the last Hell in a Cell match. You use a progression. But the blood, no, it was no blood. People barking for blood and bashing WWE for not having blood. Yeah, I think it could have been blood on this pay-per-view. Absolutely would have made sense. But you should also know that having wrestlers cutting themselves in their heads is a health risk. Would you want to cut yourself in the head using razors or blades? We can have examples. Look at Dusty Rhodes' forehead. Look at guys like Dynamite Kid. These were guys who bladed a lot. Even Triple H's forehead. Look at them. They're completely carved from all this blading. So I don't really see the necessity of always having people blading themselves. There is no need whatsoever for that. Could have been used at this pay-per-view, absolutely. It would have been a very perfect. Speaking of that, blood in a match has to fill a purpose. It would definitely have filled purpose if Shawn Michaels had blood. Now he didn't do that. It still was a very good match. So please watch the match. Don't sit there and look for blood and miss everything else. I can make a reference to Bret Hart. When WWE went PG in 1988, and they stayed PG for about 7 years, from 1988 to 1995, Bret Hart in his book says he was happy that WWE forbade blading, that they did not want to have any blood. Yeah, people were blading, but they did it without the permission back at that time, and they risked a fine for doing it. Bret Hart was happy that blading was not accepted anymore, because he did not like blading himself. And there are a lot of wrestlers. I don't think there are that much of wrestlers who actually enjoy blading themselves, making themselves bleed. Put that into the whole equation before you start barking at WWE for not having blood at their pay-per-views. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out my Raw review coming up tomorrow. Have a nice day.